Hi everyone, happy hump day. So today I'm hopping on to chat about why you're not too sensitive to get LinkedIn working for you and why your sensitivity is probably your superpower and you don't realize it. So I'm just going to launch straight into it. The last two lives I've done this week, I have forgotten to introduce myself. And I know a lot of you know me, but a lot of you don't. So I am Jen Corcoran. I'm a multi-award winning LinkedIn consultant and trainer, and I help sensitive, introverted, and empathic female entrepreneurs to attract ideal clients and to generate consistent leads. So I am a sensitive myself. I'm an empath, and the way we use LinkedIn is different to non-sensitives. And I'm going to share some tips with you today for you to really use LinkedIn in a way that feels aligned to you, your values, and your integrity. And I'm going to be mindful of your time and your energy because as empaths, we feel it all. And as HSPs, we're constantly thinking, processing, which can be draining. So we really need to value and respect our energy. So I'm really excited to be chatting about this topic today. My mission on LinkedIn, I'm all about helping HSPs to get their voice in the room on LinkedIn. I'm not seeing enough sensitive people on the feed. There are a few amazing people who I know, but I know there's a lot more of you out there, and roughly 1 in 5 people in the world is a HSP. So I want to hear from you on LinkedIn because a lot of you are blocking yourselves, you are overthinking, you are procrastinating, you are guilty of being perfectionists. And I'm here to say nobody is perfect. And you are dimming your light, which is such a shame because you're not getting the business that you deserve. You could have the best product and service in the world, but people don't know that. So you're doing yourself a disservice, but you're also doing your ideal clients a disservice because they're going to go to somebody else who's not as brilliant as you, who does not have your deep processing skills, who does not have your creativity and your intuition, who does not have your empathy and heart and compassion, and they're going to be left lacking. And I think when it comes to LinkedIn training and consultancy, a lot of you will have felt lacking because you will have been taught methods from people who were not sensitive, that did not resonate with you, with your core values, that felt icky, gross, and out of alignment. And that's why it's my mission to tell you there is another way to use LinkedIn. And you can use it as a sensitive person, you can use it as an introvert, you can use it as an empath. Okay. So I'm just seeing if anybody's joining me today. I don't think so. I'm just going to be speaking into the ether and I'm going to put up the topic. Actually, before I put up on the topic, I just say if anybody is joining, just put in the comments where you're from. Give me your best elevator pitch. If you're watching this on replay as well, this is your opportunity to put the spotlight on you and who you help. So do that. And today the topic is why sensitivity is your superpower on LinkedIn. So, some tips that I'm going to give you today for sensitive people is the first is to do with your time. Okay. So, what I've learned over the years, I've been on LinkedIn now about 12 years. And what I've learned is you really need to manage your time. LinkedIn is not a place for you to spend all day. Okay. As much as I love LinkedIn, I'm not on here all day. Okay. I treat LinkedIn like my email. I dip in, I dip out, I dip in, I dip out, and a maximum a half an hour a day on LinkedIn. Okay. And I actually teach my clients in my LinkedIn Tribe Academy program to generate leads with just 3 half hours a week. Okay. So 90 minutes on LinkedIn and consistently nurturing warm leads. Okay. So you don't need to be on LinkedIn for hours, just 30 minutes max in your calendar. I advise my clients, 3 days minimum, 4 days if they want gold star, and take 1 day off. So we're talking like an hour and a half to 2 hours a week. That is it. And when it comes to that time, put it in your calendar at a time that feels good for you when your energy is up. So don't do it first thing in the morning if you're not an early bird. And I'm not an early bird myself. I'm up today early because I was doing a podcast with the amazing Rose Cox, and we were chatting all about HSPs. So Rose is over in Australia, so I was up early. For me, I usually won't be doing a live at 9:30. I'm just testing it out today to see if my audience are up at this time. So do it when your energy is up. So what does that mean to you? Does that mean after a walk? Does that mean after a swim? After some Pilates, after yoga, after meditation, after journaling? What does that mean for you? So for some people, your energy will be high first thing in the morning. Maybe it's high at lunch, maybe it's high at 5 p.m., maybe it's high at 10 p.m. Do what works for you, okay? You don't need to do it first thing if that's not what feels right. And I know as an early bird, it does not feel right for me to start messaging people and nurturing people super early. I am not awake. So put the time in your calendar at a time that suits you and make sure your energy is high. Because if you're trying to execute strategy and you're not in the right energy or mindset, people can feel it. And your DMs and your content is going to fall flat. Okay. It's not going to resonate. It's not going to cut through because people are going to feel that you're not in that good headspace. They're going to feel that kind of lack and scarcity vibe as opposed to a confident, abundant vibe, which is what you need to channel, really. Okay. So that is my main tip. And I hear a lot about, from other trainers saying to people, just do it, just do it, just do it. That's how you get confident. Well, that does not work for a lot of sensitive people, and that does not work for me. Okay. For me to just do it, I need to do my research. I need to understand the thing. So I need to understand LinkedIn and the platform. And I need to position myself as an expert and feel like an expert. So I need to do the groundwork. So I feel like I'm not talking out of my ass. And that's when I can do it. So a lot of you are just doing it without doing your research. You're not positioned as an expert and you just don't feel good on the platform. And I get it because I've been there. So the first step is always building your presence. So building your profile and building your company page. You want to position it so that you look the part. There's no point putting out content. There is no point putting out, sending DMs if your content is poorly optimized and letting you down. Okay. If your profile is confusing, people will say no. A confused mind will always say no. Okay. So do your research and make sure that your profile is fully optimized in terms of branding, positioning, SEO, keywords, and most importantly, that it's speaking to your ideal client. It's not all about you. It's customer centric. So when they land on it, they can see what's in it for them. Okay. So that's a mistake a lot of people are making. They're just like doing it, posting, DMing, and it doesn't work like that for sensitives. You need to build your presence first. So I work with my clients and I have a process called my PACT method, and it stands for presence, action, connect, and thrive. So presence is build your profile, build your page, okay? And be clear on who you are. What is your personal brand? What is your business brand? What are your values? What do you stand for? What is your mission? What is your vision? A lot of us HSPs are purpose driven. We need to connect to that first, okay? So that we're fully showing up as us. We need to connect to our why. That takes the ick out of it. So for me, my why is helping sensitives to find their voice on LinkedIn. And once you connect to that, you get over yourself. You stop procrastinating, overthinking, because it's not about you. It's about the greater good. It's about your mission. It's about your legacy. So that's step one in presence. Then action. This is all about strategic action and thinking to yourself, who do I want to connect with on LinkedIn? Who is my ideal client? Doing your research and being active, not passive, because a lot of people come to LinkedIn and they're very passive and they're like expecting everyone to find them on their profile and sitting back and waiting. And who should I accept and who should I ignore? And it's not the right question. The question is, who do you want to connect with? And the more you connect with ideal clients and like minds, the more you're going to enjoy LinkedIn. Okay. And in relation to this action, I advocate a strategic detox and declutter Marie Kondo style of your connections and your home feed. Okay. Because a lot of you are connected to people from your previous career. I know I'm connected to a lot of people from my corporate career, but the thing is, I don't follow them all. I'm only following about 10% of my network. So that when I go onto my LinkedIn home feed, I love it. It's like my personal curated magazine. I get to see the content I like, and it makes it super easy for me to engage. And that's why people are always saying, "Hey, I always see you on LinkedIn." Well, I've curated it so it sparks joy. So a lot of you, you're not sparking joy on your home feed and you're moaning and complaining, LinkedIn doesn't work. You've not done the work. You've not curated your feed. So that's why you're not resonating with the content. You need to sort it out. And if anybody else is on like Twitter, you'll understand, the power of a Twitter list. Otherwise, if you're not putting things into an organized kind of a method, it's just like one stream of noise, and that's why it's not resonating. And I'm not saying you have to go off and disconnect from people from your past. If they're good people, keep them on there, but do unfollow their content, okay? So having a curated feed and strategic connections will spark more joy. And that will make you want to connect. And I can see some people have joined me here. Hello. Hi, Angie. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for sharing your elevator pitch. Amazing. And hi, Claire. Brilliant. Thank you for joining. So I'm just chatting about sensitives today on LinkedIn and giving some tips. So my first tip was time, half an hour max a day. Next was energy. Make sure you bring your best energy to the time that you do your LinkedIn nurturing at a time that feels good where your energy is high. Now I'm talking about building your presence first so you get confidence so that you look like an expert. I'm all about authority marketing, expertise marketing, so that you're always the number one choice. So we do the presence first, then we take strategic action, we connect with the right people, and then connect. So connect, how can you do it? Well, you can do it with your profile. Your profile is the ultimate content that works for you 24/7 around the clock. You could do it in your content by doing your research, by creating customer-centric content that resonates. You can connect in the DMs, and you need to have conversations to truly connect. And I hear from so many people on sales calls. I had a lovely lady on yesterday, and most sensitives that I chat to, they're always banging on about content. I've been doing this. I'm not consistent with my content. I need to know how to get my content to work. And content is not the full story on LinkedIn. Having a good profile and content is not going to get you consistent leads. What's going to get you consistent leads is taking the content into the DMs and having conversations. That is where the conversions happen. They don't happen on the home feed. So content's great, and it's great for visibility and keeping you top of mind and building your personal brand, building your business brand awareness. It's great for all of that, but the ultimate goal of content is to drive conversation. So you need to be willing to go into the DMs. And I'm all about teaching my clients warm outreach. I hate cold outreach. Who wants to do that? And as a sensitive, why would you want to put yourself through the hell of doing cold outreach and doing all these curated searches and targeting people based on their title? Why not do warm outreach with whatever you're doing already in your business? And this is what I help my clients to do. And when you do warm outreach, it doesn't feel icky or gross because it's warm. You already have something in common with these people. And that's what I'm all about, okay? Genuine connection, not about like gamifying the platform or, targeting people. I'm about human connection, treating people like a human being, not like a number, okay? And that's how you thrive. That's really how you do it. You build your presence, you are strategic, you are not spray and pray when it comes to content. You are not spray and pray when it comes to accepting people as well. You know who you want to connect with. You know what your goal is on LinkedIn. You know who your ideal client is on LinkedIn. You've done your research. And then you're going and having conversations with them like a human being. And that's how you get your consistent leads. So I'd love to know if anyone's got any questions about how they can leverage LinkedIn as a sensitive. Don't be shy. Stick it in the chat box and I'll come to you now. I have some quick notes here. Just give you an example of my scroll. As HSBs, we are always thinking, we are always processing from the minute we wake up to the minute we go to bed. Our minds are like whirring. And I've learned that that is our superpower. My brain connects the dots in a very different way to a non-HSP. And some of my clients have told me, and my one of my business coaches has told me I could be a business coach because I'm always connecting the dots and I'm always thinking and processing at a very deep level, which is why we need to be super mindful of our energy. And I'm big on energy when it comes to LinkedIn. My energy, I'm at a time in my life in perimenopause where my energy is like super precious to me. And I'm all about freedom in my business. I don't want to spend all day on LinkedIn, and you don't have to. LinkedIn is just part of marketing and it's part of your tool bag. Any LinkedIn trainer that tells you that they rely on LinkedIn alone to generate leads is lying, okay? It's just part of the mix. So my mix is LinkedIn, speaking, webinars, networking, email marketing, my lead magnets. So put your thinking cap on and think, where does LinkedIn fall in for you? Because we're all different. And you have to realize LinkedIn is a tool to help you, not to hinder you. So you have to take control of it and don't let it take control of you. A lot of you are letting it take control of you by not curating your feeds, by not curating your connections, by being passive. Okay. So you can get LinkedIn working for you as long as you use it in a smart way. And I'm just going to quickly look at my notes just to make sure I've not missed out anything. Yes, I've done Marie Kondo. I've done my pack process. I think yesterday I showed you a great book from Marissa Peer that was called You Are Enough. And I think a lot of people think they're not enough. There are amazing sensitives on LinkedIn. I would urge you all to go to the LinkedIn search bar and type in hashtag HSP, hashtag highly sensitive person, hashtag empath, hashtag introvert, and you will find some amazing people, some amazing content. And I did this myself a year or so ago when I discovered I was a HSP, and my feed just sparks such joy now. I'm connecting with amazing, like, sensitives and empaths around the world. I had a great podcast this morning with Rose over in Australia. I chatted recently to Kat, who's over in the US. I want the HSPs to unite, like a set Avengers unite, because we are the advisors, we are the consultants, and people need to hear sensitive voices on LinkedIn. Okay. I'm not saying we are the best, but we definitely have our superpowers in our empathy and our intuition. So don't ever think you don't deserve a place on LinkedIn, because you absolutely do. And yesterday I showed you one book. Today I'm going to just quickly show you two before I wrap up. One is a shout out to Simon Alexander Ong. Energize. This is an amazing book, all to do with managing your energy. And that's probably what differentiates me to other LinkedIn trainers. I'm about mindset, energy, and strategy equals to success, because so many of you are trying to execute strategy and you've learned from somebody who's not a sensitive, not a HSP, probably not an empath, and it feels icky and gross to you. So you really need to have the right energy. And this year, and the last year, I've been really digging into this human design. This is another great book. And this is all about energy, your energetic centers in your body and how you're wired, because we are all different. There are 5 different energy makeups in human design. I'm a generator. You can be a manifesting generator. You can be a projector, a manifester, or a reflector. And we are all different and we all respond differently. So, as a generator, I'm not built to initiate, I am built to be in response. And that's how I feel good. Similarly, for a manifesting generator, we are built to respond. So 70% of the population are built to respond. We are not built to just do it, to initiate. And a lot of you are being told to just do it, and it doesn't resonate. Okay. So manifestors are built to just do it. and they are 9% of the population. So perhaps in the past you've had LinkedIn training, it's not resonated, it's felt gross. Okay, so that could be one of the reasons. And the more you understand yourself, your makeup, what it means to be a sensitive person, what is your personality type, the more you're going to feel empowered on LinkedIn. So thanks, Angie. I'm always happy to give book recommendations. I'm a really big nerd about human design, and anyone who joins my LinkedIn Tribe Academy program, I do their chart. Done about 100 charts this year, and I find it fascinating learning about everyone. And it helps me to give them the best consulting advice as well, because we're all different, and you can't tell us all to just do it or do the same thing and have the same approach, because what works for one person is not going to work for another. And on a basic level, extroverts and introverts are different. Not everybody's going to love video. Not everybody's going to love writing a newsletter. So it's all about figuring out what feels good for you. Sorry, Angie, I'll take that off. It's all about figuring out what feels good for you and working with that. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up in the next minute or two. All of these lives, I put them over on my YouTube. They live on there forever. So if you ever miss any of my lives and you want to dig deep, have a look over there. So this week on Monday, I chatted about fear on LinkedIn. I know it blocks a lot of people. Yesterday, I talked about spammy DMs and why they are so 2020 and not working. They're both up on my YouTube. Today, obviously, it's about HSPs, all about how being sensitive should not hold you back on LinkedIn. In fact, it should embolden you. The thing about HSPs on LinkedIn, their content is considered. Their DMs are deep compared to the spammy DMs I mentioned yesterday. When you chat to a HSP in the DMs, wow, my mind was blown. I started to connect with my people, have proper conversations. The magic is in the DMs, folks. So tomorrow I'm going to be chatting about why you are confusing people on LinkedIn and what you can do about it. And I've said every day this week I'm doing a live and I'm trialing out different times. So tomorrow I'm going to be on at 11:30 UK time, and it's going to be helping you to stop confusing people on LinkedIn. Because the number one rule of digital marketing is a confused mind will always say no. And a lot of you are confusing in terms of your profile, your content, your messaging. Very confusing. And that's why you are not generating leads. And that's why you're not attracting the right leads and the right people. So, my call to action today is, of course, check out all of these lives. If you are a sensitive female entrepreneur listening today, I'd love to invite you to join my group on LinkedIn called Networking Tips with My Super Connector. There's a lot of amazing ladies in there. We've over 1,600 at the moment. My lovely VA, Sadie, is helping me to run the group. So do go in and check it out. There's a lot of like minds that you can connect with. And there is a welcome thread where you can go in and give me your best elevator pitch, because you never know who's in the room, well, in the virtual home feed, and how you can help each other. People in that group have gone on to collaborate with each other and actually work with each other. So do join it. And I would like to invite you all the sensitives, because my approach to LinkedIn is the sensitive approach. It is the introverted approach. It is the empath approach. I know all the methods. I have learned the non-sensitive way of using LinkedIn, and I have, won regional, national, and global awards as both an employee and an entrepreneur. And I also know the sensitive way. So if you want to learn how to attract ideal clients in 2023, I'd love you all to come and join my free challenge in January. It's going to be on January 4th, 5th, and 6th. Going to help you to kick off the new year in style and get your mojo, because there's a lot going on with the economy at the moment, and this is not a time for you to overthink and procrastinate and try to be perfect. This is a time for you to be visible and to attract the right people. So I would love to see you there. DM me if you want the details for the link. If you're watching this on replay, if you just put in challenge in the comments, I will then send you the link after. And it's going to be a really fun challenge. I'm going to be doing it on Zoom for the 3 days. but I'm also going to have engagement in my LinkedIn group. So there'll be like homework every day to keep you moving, and there will be opportunities to spotlight people and spotlight yourself and your business. So do come along. And that's it. I'm going to love you and leave you. I've gone on longer than I thought I would today. Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that. So I'm going to love you and leave you, let you get on with your day. And hopefully, I'll see some of you tomorrow on why you're confusing people on LinkedIn and what you can do about it. Okay. Thank you for listening. And thanks. Oh, thanks. I love to see this already, Angie. I will share you the details. And anyone else who needs the details for the challenge, just put challenge in the comments and I'll come back to you later and I'll share the links. Okay. Take care, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. See you soon. Have a great day. Happy hump day. Take care.